So I want to have a last little walk around Perplexity for this final video in the series of 3. And let's see how it handles a task that I actually need some help with at the moment. So I have created 2 videos in my beginner's guide to Perplexity. What would be a good last episode to help people get comfortable using it? Let's see what happens. So that's interesting. It's found various different sources here, which I haven't done. I haven't gone away and looked at how everybody else is creating their Perplexity guides, as I wanted this to be a simple, no frills, not scary way to introduce people to a tool you might not have used before. But let's see what all these other different resources say. So it's giving me some ideas here. Showcase real world examples. Well, I'm doing that right now. Whenever I've got a task to do like this, like create a video series of guides, I do usually ask more than one of my AI helpers to get some ideas. Now, I may or may not agree with all the content, but it gives me a starting point. And I'll compare that then to my instinctive ideas about how I think I should approach it, and usually synthesize a combination of the two. So that's the biggest use case, I think, with any of these tools is use it to see if it's going to be helpful or not before you get started. Highlight useful features. So it's saying here, dive deeper into some of the most helpful features that you might not have covered yet. So we did talk about collections, that's helpful. We did talk about focus searches, there we go. And it says sharing options, demonstrate different ways to share Perplexity results. That's interesting. Okay, so for example, if I want to share this with a colleague who's also helping me create videos, what I can do is click share in the top right, and it gives you access here. So I can make this be that only I can see it. It can be shareable. Anyone with the link can view. And then I can click to share that on Twitter. I can just copy the link and share that on email. I can send it in a WhatsApp message, or I can send it on Facebook. So there you go. You can see a way for me to send that link and for somebody else to be able to access this conversation and be able to see the information that I've generated. So that is a helpful additional tool that you may not be aware of. It's advising that I provide some tips and tricks to you. Share some best practices and advice for getting the most out of Perplexity. Craft effective prompts. We've talked about that in our Beginner's Guide to Claude and many other videos. So giving examples of well-phrased questions. You've seen that I've been quite simplistic in my questioning on this course so far, usually just an open-ended question, because I use Perplexity differently. I use it as a search engine, and that's what it is really good at. So quite often in a search engine, you are just asking a question, and you can see that it gives you quite good results just by asking that simple question. Explain how to critically evaluate the information that it provides. Yeah, well, I mean, I think that's self-explanatory, isn't it? That you can see where the sources are and whether you think they're trustful sources or not. So, for example, if it's about news, is it the BBC? Is it Sky News? Is it a recognisable source, or is it somebody maybe from their bedroom that maybe you don't know if they're trustworthy or not? Verifying facts, again, in this world, it's always really helpful to cross-check these sources. So it might be a fantastic source, you've just never heard of it, but then you can use another tool to ask, how reliable is this site? What do people say about it? Are there any good reviews for it? Encourage exploration, so inspiring people to start using it themselves, which I really hope that I am. Suggest some fun and open-ended questions to get a feel for its capabilities. So yeah, one of the reasons I love it, it's not just about making work more efficient or speeding up getting to bits of information. It is making things more fun for me. So a topic that I'm just interested in at home, it might be about, I don't know, dog training. It might be about how to optimize my diet. Any topic you can think of. It's something that's fun, like Minecraft. You can ask, what are some interesting facts about that, and see where you go to with it. Summarizing key points is always helpful. You can ask it to do that for a book or an article or a PDF. And how would you explain a complex concept to a fifth grader? That's a really helpful use case. And I did talk about this in the Claude series. So if you've asked a question and the answer doesn't make sense to you, that's not anything about you at all. Where these tools are getting their information from quite often are maybe technical in nature, or lots of people that have a particularly technological bias or bent, and therefore their levels of knowledge are possibly a little bit higher than most of us on average. So it's okay to say, that doesn't make sense to me. Please try and explain it as if I am in high school, or explain it to me as if I'm a fifth grader, is the way that the American sites phrase it. And it's suggesting that I should recap the key takeaways. So in wrapping up this meeting and this video right now, we could say that the main benefits of using Perplexity AI are that they access up-to-date information from a variety of sources, which is really helpful. It saves you time by getting you concise and relevant answers rather than having to wade through lots of search results. You have it all in one place and you can make a decision about whether you trust that information or not. And it enables deeper topic exploration and learning. By the end of this final episode, viewers should feel empowered and excited to start using it in your own research, writing, and learning. So yeah, I really hope that this has given you a bit of confidence to give it a try. If you visit perplexity.ai in your favorite browser and sign up. In fact, you don't have to sign up to actually give it a test. So just test it and see where you get to with it. Once you've asked a question, at the bottom here, you can see related questions that quite often allow you to explore in more detail. So yes, enjoy your searching and researching, and I look forward to seeing you again soon. Thank you so much.